Good morning and welcome to Scale Cast. We're going to do some resin casting today. What I've got here is the O-gauge platform and the O-gauge platform ramp, which are just brand new sort of thing. I'm using fast cast resin from DWR. I buy them in these 1 kilogram tubs because it's fairly cheap and you can get quite a lot out of them. I'm just going to use some plastic cups. I'm going to do this fairly quickly so we don't bore you with all the details sort of thing. So I just use some throwaway plastic cups and a couple of stirrers and some spare bits on the side here. You just need to make sure that you give your resin a shake up, etc, etc. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little miniature weighing scale. Switch this on because you just measure these in equal parts. It doesn't matter how much you use. So for this I'm going to do about 50 grams of each. Plastic cup on there, you can tear it if you want to 0 or just leave it as it is. I'll tear it so it's on 0 now, not weighing anything. I always start with on this one with the black amber liquid because it's more viscous. So I'm just going to pour around 50 grams of that into there. Okay, that's 53. That's close enough for what I want to do. I'm not doing exact science here. I could work out exactly how much I need in each mould, but for this purpose we're just going to show you how the resin works. And then this is the beige, which is we just do exactly the same amount. Now we do it by weight because they weigh slightly different, so you can't just put a mark on the cup because they are different weights. Bang on 53, perfect. Yeah, so they weigh slightly different, so you'll get just a slightly different level. The resin, the black amber part is slightly lower than the other. So there we go. I always pour. It's up to you which way you do it, but I always pour the black into the white. As it were, and then I save the black cup and I can keep reusing this one as many times as however long the session's going to be. Okay, so we just quickly pour all of that in there, start stirring straight away. This is fast cast resin, so you haven't got very long before this stuff starts going off, but you don't need very long, to be fair. You just don't. Really good stir up, that's all I'm doing there. Only 30 seconds or so. Just got a spare old cup here that I'm just putting the stirrer in, because that'll be no good after that. Okay, we don't really even wait, we don't do anything. All we do is just gently pour it into the mould, and it's like liquid, water. It's really thin, so it'll find its own path into the casting. And there we go. And then same in the smaller parts. Okay. And then into the platform top. I hope you can see this okay. Don't know if I've quite mixed enough. I'm hoping I have. Here for the amount into the side walls. You've got a couple of minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes before this starts really going off, so but that's generally long enough. I generally mix enough to do a couple of moulds at a time like this, and then if I've got some more moulds set up now, there we go, I've got some left. Yeah, a couple more drops in that, it's a tiny bit low. It'll find its own way. And there we go. We just pour it in. Yeah, if I got some more moulds, what I generally do now is just mix a bit more of the amber, use a fresh cup for the beige, mix them together and pour the next 2 moulds and so on and so forth. And somewhere within about 20 minutes from now, these will be ready to extract. So yeah. So we'll come back and we'll have a look at these in about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, as we can start to watch it go off. Just started the video again. We're about a minute since I turned it off, and what you should see now is if you look at the resin, I'm hoping you can see it through that camera, is it's just starting to go, and it's turning a different colour. Happens fairly quick. I'm just going to put my video on my phone as well, just so I can superimpose this maybe over there, and we can watch this happen. So it just turns into a really milky colour, and it'll start to get really warm. If you were to feel the cup, I can feel that's getting quite warm, but you notice that that's going off already. It's hardly moving at all now. It is moving a little bit, but not much, because it's definitely going off. What we really want to do then is leave that for about 15-20 minutes. It depends on how warm it is in the room. It's quite warm in this room, so that's okay. If it's in a cold room, it might be 30 minutes or so. Effectively, as soon as you touch it on the back and it's just hard, and it's lost its heat, it's gone cool, you can take them out. Still might be a tiny little bit soft, which I'll show you shortly, and then you just lay the pieces flat, and just leave them for another 15-20 minutes, and that's it. Job done. And then repeat the process for as many parts as you want. Just make your whole ream of parts up. Just something to fill the gap then on the video while we're waiting for that to go. The resin I use is from DWR Plastics. I have no affiliation with that company whatsoever. The only reason I use them all the time is because they've always supplied me, and I just know it's reliable and it works every time. So this one's a fast cast resin. You can buy it in different quantities, so I think this is about 20 quid, 22 quid or whatever, for 2 kilos, so 2 1 kilo drums as it were, and that'll go quite a long way. You'd make this platform 8 foot, 10 foot long if that's what you wanted to do, and if you're making smaller parts, it just goes on forever. Yeah, or you can cast in plaster. Now casting in plaster takes longer, but you get that nice sort of stone feel. So I'm just going to pause the video now. Hopefully you can see that that's gone all nice and milky white. I'm going to leave them for 10-15 minutes, and then we'll come back and have a look and see what we've got. So about 15 minutes has gone by now since I poured the resin in here. If you tap on the back, it's pretty hard, quite shiny as well. So there you go. I only put them on tissues, by the way, on here, so I can just slide them around on my glass table and start moulding some more. Just a little tip, but entirely up to you. So I'll just get those. So we'll do the big one first. It still might be a tiny little bit soft, but I think they'll be fine. I'm just trying not to bend them, they will come out really easily. Okay, so there's the platform, and then the 2 side walls. So a little tip about this, while it's still soft you can sort of bend it, and if you hold it there it'll set there, and that'll stay like that for about another 20 minutes or so, but if you just keep them flat on a glass table, if you want them flat, they'll stay flat. And then we'll take out the ramp section here. So these just fall out pretty much. It's so easy to extract. And then the ramp itself. Just pop them out there. And don't forget, you've got to wash your moulds. If you don't wash your moulds, they'll go slightly brown after a day or so, because they've still got the residue of the resin. So just give them a wash in warm soapy water when you finish with them, or just carry on now and just cast in them again. There's no need to put any release agents in or anything like that. You just pour in the resin, take it out just like you've just seen, and job done. And then if we just move on a little bit, just so we see how this sort of works. So this ramp section goes onto the straight section like that. Obviously that fits on either side. So you just need to cast as many as you need. You probably only need a couple of those, but you might need quite a few of those to make as long a platform as you want. And then the walling on this particular model just sort of sits underneath there. When fastening resins together, we use super glue. You can't beat good old super glue. Very good job. I'm trying to do this for the camera. There we go. And then you can make as many sections as you like. Similar way, if you're making different parts, you can make as many different parts as you like. These are made about 5-6 millimeters thick. If you want them slightly thinner, which you probably won't, but if you did, just pour a little bit less resin into the casting. You might need to just file up a little tiny bit just to tidy your parts up, as it were. So you just glue everything together and away you go. But you get a nice, solid, really easy to paint product. And there we go. So that's casting in resin. That works with any one of our over 200 moulds in N gauge, double O gauge, and recently we just introduced the O gauge. So yeah, happy casting. Leave me some comments, give me a like if you would, and yeah, ask any questions you like.